I never met him, but I knew him. I never talked to him, but he spoke to me often. I never saw him present live, but my vision of him is burned into my brain. Steve Jobs has left the earth, but his legacy and remains are among each of us and will be touched every day for decades. When I learned of his death, I was so saddened I couldn't write. I just sat there in disbelief, realizing that the life of the business hero that I followed would no longer be alive to announce the next amazing technological product. After a few hours, I posted this on all my social media outlets. Steve Jobs has passed away, but his legacy will live longer than any of us. I'm sad that my business hero has gone to his final reward and forever grateful for what he has done to my world, both in business and in life. Thank you, Steve, for a job's well done. I later tweeted, I wonder how many people learned of Steve Jobs' death on an Apple device. Turns out hundreds, probably hundreds of thousands. Let me explain a little bit about what Steve Jobs did to the world and your world. Steve Jobs reinvented the laptop. He made it thinner, faster, better, easier, and more intuitive to use than any soul on the planet. Then he took on the music industry and literally reinvented how music is listened to and distributed through the iPod. Billions of songs have been downloaded on the iPod. I'm sure you have one as well. As if that were not enough, then came the iPhone. How many of you have an iPhone? I'll give you the answer, not enough of you. You all wish you had them, but you don't have them, you have something else. But the iPhone reinvented the phone the way we know it. And then, of course, came the iPad. The iPad changed everything on the planet from the way books are read and distributed. Hundreds of millions of them will be sold. These devices were created and improved beyond the imagination or the capability of 1,000 of his peers. The great Bill Gates tried and failed many times to top Apple products, could not. Neither could any one of his competitors. And Jobs did all of this with quiet dignity, genius, eloquence, and simplicity. If you own an Apple product, any Apple product, there's one thing you don't need: an instructional manual. Take a look at this. This is my Mac. It's my first Mac. 1984, July of 1984, I spent over $2,000 to buy a machine with a total capacity of 128K. It changed my life. It revolutionized my ability to think and understand in computer because it was intuitive. I've been using everything Apple since 1984, and I have never read one word of how-to instruction. Part of Jobs' design genius was to make every product intuitive. One man reinvented the computer, the operating system, the music player, the cell phone, now called a smartphone, and created a tablet to fill a market space that no one even knew was void: the iPad. The iPad 2 is changing the face of book publishing and book distribution the same way the iPod changed music and music distribution. Amazing? No. Genius. Once Steve Jobs hit his stride, he only looked and leaped forward. He turned idea into vision, vision into reality, and reality into billions. Apple retail stores have lines around the corner for new product launches. On an average day, it's hard to see the floor because the stores are so crowded. More genius? No. Every employee in the store is a cash register. Not bad for a college dropout. I, like millions of others, admired him as a person of courage. I, like millions of others, are more than sad that he's gone. I, like millions of others, have been impacted by his products, and I, like millions of others, are more than grateful for his contributions. Death has always had a challenging effect on me. My candle flame that burns seems brighter and hotter with the death of Steve Jobs. I have a greater sense of urgency and a renewed drive to achieve more in a shorter time. Watching tributes on the television, the first thing I saw was his Stanford University graduation address that was delivered in 2005. It's over 10 million views on YouTube. It's a typical Jobs message of humor, brilliance, simplicity, and riveting truth. Steve Jobs did not just leave a legacy, he also left a lesson. Do what you love and believe it will make a difference. And do it full force in the face of naysayers and obstacles. So I ask you, what are you thinking about? What's your vision? What are you working on? How are you turning your hard work into reality? And when you're done, who will it impact for a lifetime? Steve Jobs blazed a trail of amazing accomplishment. His legacy of innovation and achievement is more than one person could imagine. He parallels Edison as a pioneer. One or more of his marks are most likely in your home. I humbly thank him, wish him a peaceful journey, and hope his family will revel in the memory of a great thinker, a great leader, a great marketer, a great family man, and a great person. On my LinkedIn comments the very next morning, someone posted, "I sad." And immediately someone else posted, "I sad too." I couldn't have said it any better.